Let me ask you something that might feel uncomfortable to talk about. Have you noticed that things just don't respond the way they used to? Maybe it takes longer to feel aroused, or perhaps you've noticed that your erections aren't quite as firm as they once were. If you're nodding your head right now, I want you to know something important. You are not alone, and there's nothing wrong with you. Well, I'm Dr. Naraya Wolf, urologist and pelvic surgeon, and if you're facing questions or concerns about changes in your sexual health, stay with me. We're here to help you understand your body with clarity, compassion, and without judgment. Today, I want to share something with you that might surprise you, a simple morning approach that focuses on something we don't talk about enough: circulation. Before we dive in, I want to invite you to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Share this with someone who might benefit from this information. Sexual health is health, and it's time we talked about it openly and honestly. Let me tell you about a patient I'll call Michael. He's 64, worked construction his whole life, always took pride in his strength and vitality. When he came to see me, he looked defeated. He said, "Dr. Wolf, I just don't feel like myself anymore. My wife is understanding, but I can see the disappointment. And honestly, I'm disappointed in myself." Here's what so many men don't realize: what you're experiencing isn't about getting old. It's about circulation. And circulation is something we can actually work with. Let me explain what's really happening inside your body. When you become aroused, a remarkable process unfolds. Your brain sends signals down your spinal cord to the nerves in your pelvis. These nerves release chemicals that tell the smooth muscle cells in your penis to relax. When those muscles relax, blood flows into the spongy tissue of your penis, creating pressure that results in an erection. But here's the critical part. This entire process depends on one key molecule called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is produced by the lining of your blood vessels, what we call the endothelium. It's like a chemical messenger that tells your arteries to open up and let blood flow freely. Now, as we age, several things happen that interfere with this process. Stress accumulates in our bodies. Our blood sugar levels can creep upward. Inflammation builds up in our blood vessel walls. Sleep becomes less restful. All of these factors damage that delicate lining of your arteries, the endothelium. When that happens, you produce less nitric oxide. Less nitric oxide means less blood flow, and less blood flow means weaker erections. But here's what I want you to understand. This isn't about masculinity or aging inevitably stealing your vitality. This is about vascular health, and vascular health responds to how you live, what you eat, how you move, and even what you drink in the morning. In fact, I often tell my patients that erectile function is like a window into your overall cardiovascular health. If you're having trouble with erections, it might be your body's way of telling you that your blood vessels need some attention. Studies have shown that erectile difficulties can appear 3 to 5 years before other cardiovascular symptoms. Your body is trying to communicate with you. The good news, and I really want you to hear this, is that circulation is one of the most responsive systems in your body. Even in your 60s and beyond, your blood vessels can adapt, improve, and regain flexibility. You're not stuck with where you are right now. So, what actually makes a difference? Let me share the foundations that matter most. Gentle, regular movement. Walking for just 20 to 30 minutes each day helps retrain your arteries to expand and contract efficiently. You're literally teaching your blood vessels to be more flexible. Quality sleep. Poor sleep destroys both nitric oxide production and testosterone levels. Consistency matters more than anything. Try to go to bed at the same time each night. Keep your bedroom cool and dark, and avoid screens before bed. Managing stress. Chronic stress floods your body with cortisol, and cortisol shuts down the signals that support arousal and desire. Whether it's deep breathing, spending time in nature, or simply sitting quietly for a few minutes each day, find something that calms your nervous system. Whole foods over processed foods. Excess sugar and inflammatory fats stiffen your arteries faster than time ever will. You don't need to be perfect, but paying attention to what you eat makes a real difference. Some form of resistance training, even light strength work, improves blood flow to your pelvic region and supports the muscles that play a role in sexual function. Now, today we're going to focus on something practical and accessible: how certain natural ingredients that you probably have in your kitchen can support these processes. We're talking about foods and compounds that help your body produce more nitric oxide, reduce inflammation, and keep your blood vessels responsive. Let me start by talking about something most men reach for every single morning: coffee. You might think coffee is just about waking you up, giving you that caffeine jolt to start your day. But there's actually a lot more going on beneath the surface. Coffee contains hundreds of plant compounds, not just caffeine. One group of these compounds is called chlorogenic acids. These are powerful antioxidants, and research has shown that they can improve something called endothelial function, basically the health of the inner lining of your blood. Vessels. When your endothelium is healthy, it produces more nitric oxide, which, as we discussed, is the key molecule that allows blood to flow freely. Now, different types of coffee provide different benefits. Instant coffee, brewed coffee, espresso, each one is processed differently, and that changes what compounds remain active. Interestingly, some instant coffees actually concentrate certain beneficial compounds, including chlorogenic acids. That doesn't mean you should switch to instant necessarily, but it does mean quality matters more than method. What really matters is this moderate coffee consumption, about 2 to 3 cups a day, has been associated with better erectile function in several studies. The caffeine temporarily helps blood vessels dilate, supporting circulation. But, and this is important, too much caffeine, especially on an empty stomach, can do the opposite. It spikes stress hormones, tightens your arteries, and raises blood pressure. So moderation and timing are everything. I recommend having your coffee between mid-morning and early afternoon, after you've had some water and maybe a light breakfast. This gives you the benefits without the jittery, anxious feeling that can come from drinking coffee first thing on an empty stomach. Now, let's talk about something you might not expect to pair with coffee: lemon. When you add fresh lemon juice to warm water or to your morning drink, you're introducing citric acid and vitamin C into your system. This does something really important. It helps your stomach absorb nutrients more efficiently. As we age, our stomach acid naturally decreases. This is called hypochlorhydria. When your stomach doesn't produce enough acid, you don't absorb minerals as effectively, minerals like zinc, magnesium, and iron, all of which are critical for testosterone production, energy, and nerve signaling. So even if you're eating well or taking supplements, you might not be getting the full benefit. Adding lemon to your morning routine lowers the pH in your stomach slightly, improving absorption. But that's not all. Vitamin C is also a powerful antioxidant that protects nitric oxide from being broken down by oxidative stress. In other words, it helps preserve the very chemistry that supports your circulation. There's also something about the bright, sharp flavor of lemon that signals to your brain that you're starting fresh. It's a psychological reset as much as a physiological one. You don't need much. Just a tablespoon or 2 of fresh lemon juice is enough. Squeeze it into your mug after your coffee has cooled just a bit, because too much heat can destroy vitamin C. If you have sensitive digestion or acid reflux, you can start with just a teaspoon, or you can drink the lemon water separately alongside your coffee. Now let's move to something that has been used for thousands of years across different cultures: garlic. I know, you're thinking about the smell. But let me tell you why garlic deserves a place in this conversation. When you crush or cut fresh garlic, it releases an enzyme that produces a compound called allicin. Allicin is a natural vasodilator, meaning it helps your blood vessels relax and widen. It boosts nitric oxide production and improves blood flow throughout your entire body, including to your penis. Think of it like this: if your arteries are narrow roads with traffic jams, garlic helps widen those roads and clear the congestion. Blood moves more easily, pressure evens out, and oxygen delivery improves. That's why garlic has been shown in research to help lower blood pressure, reduce cholesterol, and improve the function of your blood vessel lining. Here's a tip that most people don't know: you don't have to chew raw garlic cloves to get the benefit. Just crush or slice 1 small clove, then let it sit for about 10 minutes. That resting period activates the enzyme that creates allicin. After that, you can steep it briefly in warm water, then strain it out if you can't tolerate the taste. You'll still get the vascular support. Garlic also contains selenium and vitamin B6, nutrients your body uses to produce testosterone and support sperm health. So it's not just about performance in the moment, it's about supporting your vitality from the inside out. Now, let's talk about ginger. Ginger is warming, both literally and metabolically. It contains compounds called gingerols and shogalls, which are natural vasodilators just like the compounds in garlic. They open up your blood vessels and increase circulation. But ginger does something extra that's especially valuable for men as they age. It raises your core temperature slightly, which helps carry more oxygen and nutrients to your muscles and organs. That warmth you feel after drinking ginger tea, that's real. That's circulation working. But ginger is also powerfully anti-inflammatory. Chronic low-grade inflammation is one of the silent reasons blood flow weakens over time. Ginger helps counteract that process, giving your blood vessels a kind of tune-up and keeping them flexible and responsive. There's also emerging research suggesting that ginger may support testosterone production by stimulating certain cells in the testes. Now, this doesn't mean ginger replaces medical therapy for low testosterone, but it's another small piece of the puzzle that helps your body function more efficiently. When you combine garlic and ginger together, something remarkable happens. Garlic opens up your blood vessels, and ginger keeps the blood moving through them. It's like unlocking the door and turning on the engine at the same time. So how do you actually put all of this together into a simple morning routine that you can do every day? Let me walk you through it step by step. Step 1, start with your coffee base. Use about 1 cup of brewed medium roast coffee or 1 teaspoon of quality instant coffee mixed with hot water. Medium roast retains more of those beneficial chlorogenic acids we talked about. If caffeine makes you feel anxious or jittery, try half caffeinated or even decaf. You'll still get the antioxidants and circulation support without the stimulant effect. Avoid adding sugar or heavy cream at this stage. Sugar causes inflammation, and heavy dairy can interfere with some of the beneficial compounds. If you like creaminess, a small splash of unsweetened almond milk or oat milk is fine. Step 2. Add fresh lemon juice. Squeeze 1 to 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice into your coffee after it's cooled slightly, not boiling hot because heat destroys vitamin C. If you have acid reflux or a sensitive stomach, you can sip lemon water on the side instead. Step 3. Prepare your garlic infusion. Take 1 small clove of fresh garlic, crush it, and let it sit for about 10 minutes. Then add it to half a cup of hot water and let it steep for 2 to 3 minutes. Strain out the garlic pieces and pour the infused water into your coffee lemon mixture. You won't taste raw garlic all morning, but you'll get the circulation benefits. Step 4, add ginger. Grate about half a teaspoon of fresh ginger or use 2 to 3 thin slices. Steep it in hot water for about 3 minutes, just like you did with the garlic. You can actually combine the garlic and ginger in the same steeping step to save time. Strain and add to your drink. Step 5. Finish with a touch of raw honey if you'd like. About half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon is enough to balance the flavors and add a bit of natural sweetness, along with trace minerals and antioxidants. Just make sure your drink isn't boiling hot when you add honey, because high heat destroys some of its beneficial enzymes. If you have diabetes or prediabetes, skip the honey or use it very sparingly. Stir everything together. What you're holding now is a circulation-supporting morning drink that's completely natural, requires no prescription, and costs just a few cents. Drink this on an empty stomach, or about 30 minutes after waking up. Then, if you can, take a short walk, even just 10 minutes. Movement amplifies the effects of everything we just talked about. Walking helps open your arteries even further and boosts nitric oxide production naturally. Now, before you make this a daily habit, here are some important safety considerations. If you're taking blood thinners like warfarin or other anticoagulant medications, talk to your doctor before using concentrated amounts of garlic or ginger every day. Culinary amounts. What you'd use in cooking are generally fine, but daily medicinal doses can affect blood clotting. If you have a history of ulcers, severe acid reflux, or stomach irritation, go easy on the lemon or reduce the amount of garlic. Listen to your body. If you're very sensitive to caffeine, start with half calf or decaf. The nitric oxide benefits don't depend on caffeine. If you have diabetes, monitor how honey affects your blood sugar, or simply leave it out. This isn't about perfection, it's about finding a version of this ritual that works for your body and your circumstances. Adjust as needed. Now here's the bonus that can take this to the next level. Consider adding a small amount of dark cocoa powder, the unsweetened kind, high in flavonols. Cocoa flavanols have been shown in studies to improve endothelial function, increase nitric oxide, and even lower blood pressure in older adults. One study found that men over 60 who consumed cocoa flavanols daily saw measurable improvements in arterial flexibility. Just 1 teaspoon of pure, unsweetened cocoa powder stirred into this drink can reinforce the benefits from the inside out. No pills, just plant chemistry working with your body. Another option is beetroot powder or fresh beet juice. Beets are rich in nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide. It's a safe, proven way to boost blood flow naturally. But remember, this drink, as powerful as it can be, is just one piece of the puzzle. Your lifestyle is the true foundation. Drink plenty of water throughout the day. Move your body regularly. Sleep deeply and consistently. Manage your stress in whatever way works for you. These habits build the environment where nitric oxide can thrive. Gentlemen, I want to leave you with this. The changes you're experiencing in your body don't have to be permanent. Weak erections, low energy, reduced confidence. These aren't just signs of aging you have to accept. They're often signs that your circulation needs support, and circulation is something you can influence. This simple morning ritual we've talked about today isn't magic, and it's not a miracle cure, but it is based on real physiology, real plant compounds, and centuries of traditional use combined with modern research. It's a way of working with your body, not against it. If you try this for just 1 week, I want you to pay attention. Notice your energy levels. Notice your mood. Notice whether you feel more vitality in your day-to-day life. And yes, notice whether you feel any changes in your sexual function. Give your body time to respond. Consistency is what matters. And please, if you're dealing with sudden or severe erectile difficulties, or if you have risk factors like diabetes, high blood pressure, or high cholesterol, make an appointment with a urologist or your primary care doctor. Erectile dysfunction can be an early warning sign of cardiovascular disease, and it deserves medical attention. But that doesn't mean you can't also support your body with habits like this one. I read every comment, and I'd love to hear from you. Try this for a week and let me know. Which ingredient surprised you the most? Was it the garlic, the ginger, the lemon? What did you notice? If you found value in this video, please subscribe to the channel and share it with someone who might benefit. Men's health matters, and we need to talk about it openly and without shame. Thank you for being here, for taking your health seriously, and for giving yourself permission to ask questions and seek answers. Take care of yourself, because you are absolutely worth it.